I would say that these would be like, kind of entry level.
They swallow. The whole ear. I can hear the bass now.
I'm getting all the warm mids and the. I like these a lot more than the first pair.
These are lighter than the ones I was just listening to.
But these feel like, when the doctor looks in your ears.
But the sound is a little thinner than the first or the second one.
The lows are lower mids. Oh, I'm looking over there. Crazy to me. Okay, Google, find me these.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't heard about them today, but they should take over.
Compliments to the chef.
Boom bap is right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, please find your seats. Our program will begin in 10 minutes. Thank you.
The success, it was really, they captured the imagination of a group of early adopters who are not customers as much as fans. It goes beyond loyalty, it's brand love. And today the younger generation is asking a question. They're asking not what you make, but what you stand for. So I think that the reason OnePlus captured the imagination of an early group of fans is because they took this attitude of never settle, the attitude of disruption. Now the interesting question is, when you get to more mainstream customers, do they care as much? How do you scale fandom?
The community for OnePlus is its biggest asset, and I've never seen a community quite so dedicated. We're like these anchor points for these.
Hello? Qualcomm Snapdragon 845 processor. User experience. The dual camera offers portrait mode, which uses depth of field to make your images look professional the moment they are taken. For physical design, we believe the future of phone materials should be dynamic, changing, personal. Taking inspiration from natural materials such as porcelain and jade, we developed new types of multi-layered 3D glass with glossy and smooth matte finishes that visually transform depending on the light around you. But in the end, the key ingredient of every new phone we make is you. That's why we test our prototypes with users, listening, learning, and refining. We are passionate about pushing our boundaries in order to give you the speed you need.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Our program will begin in 5 minutes. Thank you.
Give feedback and inviting them to events, meetups, and their
I think the only way to win people back is to consistently perform well for a long time.
In a month, we'll be celebrating our this year. We released the OnePlus 5. It represented everything that we'd learned and was our most complete phone ever. We don't believe in new and different technologies if they don't provide a meaningful user benefit. And this is our approach with the T-Line.
The logical end of this story should be the birth of something that is sustainable. Can you keep up this? Can you keep scaling? Is it a flash in the pan? Is it a short-term thing? So I think that what I hope to see as this story continues and evolves is something that is built to last and not just built, to capture people's imagination in a short period of time. So I think sustaining and scaling and building something that is lasting is going to be the challenge going forward, and I hope that's where the story ends.
Ladies and gentlemen, please silence all of your electronic devices at this time. Thank you.
And over the past 4 years, it's been your constant feedback and suggestions that have held us accountable. When we've done the wrong things, you've told us, and you've cheered upon us when we did the right things. You genuinely want to see us become stronger and improve. So I really hope this can continue and that OnePlus can become a stronger and stronger company and make you proud.
We knew what to solve. And when people started realizing we were actually listening, this whole community formed. Some people told us how annoying low-light selfies can be. So we turned the screen into a makeshift flash and added professional settings to make the camera way better. We heard people wanted to shoot more stable high-res videos. So we developed this software to greatly reduce shake. We're huge gamers, and we knew how annoying getting alerts can be. So we gave people a way to turn them off. We were never driven by a big research department. We're driven by these people who are our biggest fans and our biggest critics. So we try to do everything we can to surprise and impress them. Then we send it out into the world and do it all again.
Good
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Founder and Chief Executive Officer, Pete Lau.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all for coming today. You know, last week we were faced with a hard situation. It means so much having you all here today. I see a lot of familiar faces today here. Today is a very special day for OnePlus, and we hope it's for you too. It's the biggest launch. Thank you. I'm very glad to be here with you all. The US, in many ways, is one of our most important markets. When we started, our global community was already online, working with us from day one. Many of our first community members were from here in the US. Back when we founded OnePlus, our idea was very simple: to make the single best smartphone possible and still derive a premium smartphone online from a new company. But the response to the OnePlus One was incredible. And in 2014, we quickly noticed that many orders were coming from Silicon Valley. Our first products by the tech community. But equally important, the OnePlus One was catching the eye of people across the US. Without your support, we would not be where we are today. And here, I would like to say thank one of our very first users in the US, Alex Nightman. Alex is actually here with us. Thanks, Alex, and the rest of our end users. Thank you, Alex, and the rest of our end users for believing in our US tech press. Thank you for your suggestions for improvements. We take every comment to heart. So, as a community, we grew, experimented, and focused. It was amazing. So many people came to Times Square just to see our new products. Ever since then, people have been willing to line up to be first for the latest from OnePlus. And we want to do even more. Our mission is to share the best technology with the world. And this means making ourselves more accessible. Over the past 5 years, our phones have only been available online in the US. But many people want to experience our products before buying. As the biggest step for OnePlus to date. Now, I would like to say, officially announce that OnePlus is partnering with T-Mobile. From November 1st, the OnePlus 6T will be available in over 5,600 T-Mobile stores around the country. This is huge news and so exciting for our US community. Joining us here today from T-Mobile is their Executive Vice President of Retail, Mr. John Fryer, to have our phones in T-Mobile stores and enable more people experience our products. T-Mobile is a pioneer in wireless network speed and innovation, and their results speak for themselves. We are also known for our speed and see this partnership as a perfect for our community around the world. A community that demands us to never settle. Actually, I'm a product guy. My heart is in your products, and I enjoy the process each and every day. As OnePlus CEO and your Chief Product Officer, I'm dedicated to the pursuit of a great user experience. We always have and always will strive towards our mission to deliver you best technology. Now, I would like to invite our head of North America, your older friend, Kyle, to share more information on our agenda.
All right, guys, how's everybody doing? Good? I know it's Monday, and I know we may have changed it to Monday, but how's everybody doing? Give me a little bit better. All right. So it's an honor to be here on behalf of the OnePlus team, and I'm going to start off by doing a little bit of a teaser spoiler. So for all you guys from the 5 boroughs, I got a lot of notes from people that couldn't make it here this morning, that maybe were in class or at work. Please, it's an important day for the industry itself. A lot of you guys have been with us from the start, and OnePlus always gets called out for doing things differently. And maybe at the start, some of it was being called out for things we were doing wrong. But now we believe what we've been doing may be different, but we believe what we're going to show you today is proof of what we've been doing and why it's been the right approach. You guys follow this industry pretty closely, and you know, global smartphone industry, end of last year, down 3%. And that's continued into this year. And maybe if you think back to when smartphones started, and think back maybe to the first device you got. That company that you bought it from may either be not doing real well, or maybe they're not even around anymore. So I think for us, being a young company, the growth we've had, that surprised us. And you look back and remember our story. Company started out less than 5 years ago, 6 people with a dream, making a great smartphone. And we believe we've been successful because we haven't really lost focus on that dream. Now last year, we grew, and we doubled our revenue to $1.5 billion US. And the OnePlus 6, which we launched in May, was our most popular device to date. We sold over 1 million devices in a little over 3 weeks. And in this industry, which I mentioned, and you guys know is pretty tough, we've been making a healthy profit. And so I think we know it hasn't been easy for a young company to do this. If you look around the world globally, and you look at this industry, if you look at the high-end market, so that's maybe phones that sell about $400, for Android brands, we're now one of the top 5 in the world. And that's across the world, not just the United States. And if you look at maybe the band that's 400 to 600, we're actually the fastest growing brand in the world right now. Another proof point that we're really happy about is in India. So for the last 2 quarters in India, we're now the #1 premium smartphone company in India for the last 2 quarters in Q2 with a market share of over 40%. And I'm telling you guys all this because I want to stop now, because what Pete said earlier was really important. New York City, community members who I've met over the years, a lot of you guys have met in Soho when we launched the 3, and now is when we want to stop and thank you guys here and for everybody watching around the world, because we know we couldn't have done it without you guys. Support you guys gave us. And so on behalf of the OnePlus team, for everybody, send me a note today to thank you guys, okay? Because here's the deal, right? We know we wouldn't have gotten here today because we don't do a ton of traditional marketing. A lot of the way people found out about OnePlus is because you guys have helped spread the word. You talk to family members, you talk to friends, and you explain to us why you like OnePlus, right? We know we theme of focus, right? So focus for us means a couple different things when it comes to product. It means being only focused on making the best flagship that's possible and making one flagship at a time. We could probably easily cash in right now and start making entry-level phones to capture market share, but we're not necessarily going to do that, right? Second theme for us is probably this pursuit of perfection, right? And this is probably never settle, right? That's why a lot of you guys bought into us, and that's the approach. When it comes to like product, when it comes to design, when it comes to build quality, we're not going to compromise on that stuff, okay? If we introduce something into the market, we're going to have tested it, and it's So a lot of speculation what's inside and what's under the hood. So why don't let's jump in and take a look. So we have this traditional OnePlus. We just put the specs up, right? And if it's from us, you can probably expect it's going to be maybe the best spec sheet that's out there. But for us, it's not about the specs, right? For us, what it's about is how we put it all together into a single product and what the actual user experience is. And that's actually what really matters, not the specs themselves, right? And so for us, the goal is really to create the fastest, smoothest smartphone. And again, that's not about numbers. It's about the user experience. And what we're really trying to do in terms of the overall product is to create a hassle-free user experience. And actually, at OnePlus, there's this word we use internally, and it's called burdenless. So not a word you use very often, right? Not a word you hear very often, but it's something that's actually pretty important to us. And the way we think about it is it's actually one of the reasons Pete started OnePlus. And so a lot of the reason those was the leg technology joined OnePlus. And maybe if you think back to when mobile phones started and smartphones started, what was the whole point, right? The whole point was to make your lives more efficient, make everything easier, right? And I think nowadays you're seeing a lot of things get put out there where stuff's unnecessary, right? Features are being put out there, the software sucks. And, you know, in the end of the day, is that really what smartphones are about? So I think that's kind of what the philosophy for us behind burdenless is. And if we're to think about burdenless, there's probably like three things that kind of go into that experience for us. So clean, fast, intuitive. So clean, what that really means is hardware design that's minimalistic and stands up over the test of time. Something that looks great, feels great in your hand, something you're proud of. Fast, we talked about this already, and it's something we'll talk about a lot today, where it's not speed for the sake of speed, but it's efficiency in the user experience. And that's really what we really care about. And last, intuitive. The features on the device, you want them just to happen, everything just to happen naturally, and that's really the goal, and that's what we're going for. So, one of the things we're most excited about today is we're bringing you a feature that really, to us, represents burdenless, okay? And so, as screens have gotten better and everybody's gone to a more immersive, this industry's gone to a more immersive screen experience over the last year, one of the trade-offs was obviously loss of the home button, right? And so over the history of smartphones, that was the way a lot of people access their device, right? It was the most intuitive way to access a device. And about a year ago, across the river in Brooklyn, when a lot of you guys were with us when we introduced the 5T, we introduced a rear fingerprint sensor and a face unlock, which was fastest in the industry, right? And everybody was really happy about it. But today, we're really excited because we're advancing and announcing our newest upgrade yet, something we're calling Screen Unlock. So for us, I think, what it's about is it's technology that feels natural, right? And that's what we're trying to get to. And probably technology, it's at its best when you don't really notice it, right? And so here's something actually I don't think we've never told this story publicly, but actually on the 5T, we actually looked at this technology. And we were really excited about it, and it was cool, right? And it worked, okay? But the difference is we didn't put it on the 5T last year because it didn't match the user experience that we expect of ourselves. It didn't match the response